For today's cup of coffee with Scream.
Oh,
This weekend's going to be a screamer. We're recording this on Friday the 13th, 2025.
I did not realize this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Friday the 13th. Loves it.
Well, unless you're a Knights Templar, that's where that came from.
I thought it meant bad luck.
Well, it was bad luck if you were a Knights Templar.
Well,
That was the day that they did a lot of really bad things to those folks. And
okay.
it's interesting, and that's one of those we'll have to get your brother in on that discussion, because he could explain the ins and the outs of the Knights Templar better than I can.
Yeah, because he's actually studied on that stuff. And
in depth. Because I've heard things, whether they were good guys, whether they were bad guys, and I'm sure that, like any other organization, there was both. But it's one of those that they had amassed wealth over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it may have been the King of France or someplace. It was probably France. It's been France historically a lot of times.
But France does a lot of fuck shit.
That decided that they needed to fund a war. Imagine that.
Yeah, like there needed to be another war.
Uh-huh. And so it was a matter of demonizing them. And that's like, oh, they're heretics. And then actually the Pope at that point in time had basically forgiven them or whatever. That's God's job. That's not no man's job.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. So it didn't matter. And he had most of them executed. Some of them burned, because that was the people did that at one point. Humans
they did
have
a lot.
long history of inhumanity towards other humans. Still going on.
Very much, just different forms.
Mm-hmm.
There's always different forms.
Oh, it was literal also, because we had that subway incident and stuff not that long ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So it's one of those that with the planetary alignments the way that they are currently, and get my glasses on so I can see sort of. Butterfly Effect Astrology, she writes some incredible, these are deep dives, but she writes them in a way to where anybody can understand them. I appreciate that so much.
Mm-hmm.
And her handle over on X is Astro Pandora, which in my mind, for some reason, ends up being Astro Panda. I don't know why. But
you know what, Astro Panda, that's cute.
Yes, but yeah,
it's not her.
It's not hers. But I will have that link in the description box so that you can go over there and keep up with things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has valuable information. And she says, the moon wobble, sun square the nodes, and this was written on the 13th here, marking the midpoint between eclipse seasons, went exact today at 10:35 Eastern Time. And that's American time. And to recap, moon wobbles bring human instability, excitability, and confusion. Reactions are emotional rather than intellectual. Irrational decisions are made. A sense of urgency is at an all-time high, and suppressed emotions that have been bubbling beneath the surface finally erupt.
Loves that.
Yeah. And it says, also extensive research done has linked these cycles to freak accidents, fires, explosions, plane, boat, train crashes. We had that Indian airliner that had crashed yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Severe vehicular accidents and pileups, severe natural disasters, especially floods, earthquakes, tornadoes, and tsunamis, weird weather patterns, violence, especially mass murders, suicides, riots, acts of terrorism, personal and political upheavals, and other catastrophes where there's significant loss of life. Well, nailed that.
Very much.
Just
Very
totally,
much.
completely. And they are warning people over on X, do not attend any of these events that are being planned for the 14th and 15th. This No Kings bullshit.
Yeah. Because people are going to get hurt. Big time.
I think they're looking for a huge false flag.
Won't get hurt or killed.
There's a lot of people that are saying, and this is what happened on January 16th, or not 16th, 6th. As far as you had people in amongst the crowd that were not who they were supposed to be. And you're going to have people in these places that are dressed up as Trump supporters and are not.
That is true. They are going to be plants.
And a lot of them, as far as glowies, and they've been doing that stuff ever so often. If you see those folks in the matching uniforms, khaki pants and all this stuff, usually they've got their faces covered, and they're agitators.
They are agitators. They're pot stirrers.
They're trying to start civil war in this nation.
Yes, they are full on trying to start a war, and it's like, don't let them.
That or a color revolution like happened in China. G. Van Fleet has been warning about that for a minute.
I don't really know anything about the color revolution.
Well, it wasn't pretty. Anyhow, the post continues, moon wobbles have coincided with events like in 1975, Tangshan earthquake, which was the largest loss of life from an earthquake in the 20th century. 1980, Mount St. Helens eruption. That was the most disastrous volcanic eruption in U.S. history. Oklahoma City bombing, which was the deadliest act of domestic terrorism in the U.S. history. 9/11 attacks, deadliest act of terrorism overall in U.S. history. In 2004, the Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami, one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history. Most powerful earthquakes ever recorded in Asia, the most powerful in the 21st century, and the third most powerful ever recorded in the world since seismography began in 1900. Then in 2010, the Gulf oil spill, which was the largest marine oil spill in history. In 2011, Japan earthquake and tsunami, which was the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in Japan and the fourth most powerful in the world, plus the tsunami caused the Fukushima disaster. Then, it says, most of the greatest disasters involve other harsh planetary alignments to the nodes, especially when the outer planets are involved. And this current moon wobble, says the 10-day window leading up to the exact moon wobble, which is June 3rd through the 12th in this case, are generally, or actually, we've actually passed that a little bit, it said, are generally the most intense and increase intensity the closer it gets. In this window, we've had the following events. Okay, I understand what she's saying. She's saying since the moon wobble on that, the past 10 days. June 4th, you had the LA protest turning riots against ICE. June 8th, San Francisco, Houston, and San Antonio protest. June 9th, protests/riots in New York City, Chicago, Austin, Dallas, and Boston. President Trump authorized the National Guard and Marines to deploy in Los Angeles. June 10th, school shooting in Graz in Austria that resulted in at least 10 killed and 12 injured. I missed that news somewhere. Protests and riots in Denver, Seattle, Atlanta, and Tampa. June 11th, protests and riots in Las Vegas, Philadelphia, St. Louis, and Spokane. June 12th, and then that's where we were talking about before, the Air India Flight 171 crashed into a doctor's hostel immediately after takeoff, killing at least 270 people and injuring dozens more. National Guard deployed in Texas. A total of 25 U.S. cities are protesting rioting by this date. June the 12th, 13th, Israel attacked Iran, resulting in at least 78 killed and 300 injured. And I think that since she had written this, there was Iran, I think that they had attacked Tel Aviv there in Israel. And she says, notice how it is getting more intense the closer we got. after the lead up, more often than not, the day of the exact moon wobble tends to be calm like the eye of the storm. The attacks Israel launched occurred between 3 and 6:30 a.m. their time, which in our time was 6:30 to 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, prior to the exact moon wobble at 10:35 Eastern Time today. And since then, so far, it has been like the eye of a storm. The day is still young. And now, after the exact moon wobble, the sun square nodes, there's usually a quick release of energy in the 10 days that follow. And they'll be June the 14th through the 23rd. And we have the nationwide No Kings protest, U.S. Army 250th birthday parade that'll be going on the 14th, and Trump's birthday occurring. Sunday, we will also have the Mars-Uranus square and final Jupiter-Saturn square, which will undoubtedly add fuel to the fire. That's fun. Moon wobbles have a Uranian wild card. Expect the unexpected. Aliens. I'm wondering if it's going to be... I'm not joking on that. I'm wondering if it is going to be some kind of aliens.
It could be.
Quality to them, though, and it's not unusual for a moon wobble to go relatively unnoticed, and then all of a sudden, towards the last day, shit will hit the proverbial fan. This one's definitely been noticed, though. I'd like to say we've seen the worst of it, but with the other planetary injuries, God, they are planetary injuries, the other planetary energies at play, I think the 10 days that follow will have a chance to be worse. This moon wobble is particularly more intense than normal due to the sun and nodes being at 22 degrees of their signs.
Shit. Of course it would be 22.
That's often called the kill or be killed degree. The North Node is also in a 9 to 10 degree conjunction to both Saturn and Neptune. Most of the greatest disasters during moon wobbles involve other harsh planetary alignments to the nodes, especially from outer planets. We're also still in the midst of both the moon and Mercury being out of bounds, which she's discussed in previous posts, adding even more fuel to the fire.
Wait, what does that mean, kill or be killed?
It's the energy.
Oh, shit.
Sorry for the pop there. It just happened.
Shit. The drama.
Yeah, the drama is exactly. The general advice for everyone during this time is to step back, be a conscious observer, and do not react to any drama that comes up. Remaining calm and taking time before deciding or acting on things are key to these cycles. Moon wobbles have a Uranian quality to them, so expect the unexpected and prepare to be as flexible as possible. She personally would strongly advise against long-distance travel, especially by plane, boat, or train, or attending any events where there are large amounts of people due to the highest possibility of disasters.
Don't go to Walmart.
Breathe, meditate, and pray. That's some sage advice.
Yeah.
And like I said, I will put the link and everything there in the description box. Add into that, we have had solar activity, more solar activity, which is the fibromyalgia. My God. Yeah, I'm having a really hard time with it.
You've been hurting real bad.
Yeah. And so he's put me on steroids again.
The doc.
So I'm going to probably isolate myself from all other humanity for a few days because this stuff, I mean, it affects me too. And you can feel it. It's just this, I'm done. I'm done. I have had enough. And other people on X, the same type of reaction. No more wars. No more funding other people's wars. If they want a war, let them fund a war. Not one drop of American blood. Not one red cent of American monies. Forget it. People are done.
Yep. Fully. Had it officially. Done with it.
So, I think it's going to be one of those, I'm going to stay and just pray. Especially when I start the steroids. Kid may need to... He's sitting there going, oh, God, Oh God.
I got stuff to distract me.
Yes, you do.
I can keep to myself for a bit.
Well, it's just when somebody's in pain, that makes them volatile anyhow,
Well, yeah.
especially when they hurt for days.
Yes, but it's like, wanting to help alleviate it and nothing that I could do,
Well,
so
honey,
it's
they ain't
just like
nothing nobody
shit.
can do. 40 years. Yeah. And it's just a matter of breathing, meditating. I start the steroids tomorrow, which, like I said, they make me more... I don't want to say they make me aggressive, but it's just even lower tolerance for stupid. I don't like to act out of character, whether it's as far as caused by pain, whatever it is, that my momentary emotional state, I do not want that to control what I would say. I do not, that pain is mine to deal with. I do not want to project and or inflict that on someone else. So that's why I pray constantly, please God, put a guard at my mouth.
Yeah.
It's a personal journey.
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of ride the waves on it, and yeah.
I'm gonna give you some distance.
Yeah, that's best, because it's nothing personal in any way, and you've seen that today, that it's like that I'm not myself.
Yeah.
And it's like when body parts are not moving, you've got this numbness and tingling and pain and.
Well, that's what I was telling, like, Elijah and the oldest brother and Nana and stuff. Is like, Mom's hurting, like, big time,
and has been.
So sorry for the attitude.
You don't have to. You don't have to apologize for me. You do not have to apologize for me. Seriously, you just no. If they've got a problem with what I said or whatever, and some of it was very much needed to be said for years ago. That's part of what she was talking about. Some of these things that had been bubbling for years. To sit there and go, don't do it. Don't do it.
I got dolls.
See what?
I got dolls.
He's went to Goodwill and he's invested in more baby dolls.
I've actually realized that there are certain types of porcelain dolls that I very much do enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, tomorrow, hopefully, barring unforeseen, on the next cup, we will show you Burger Boy.
Burger Boy!
Burger Boy is awesome.
Burger Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I need... someone please help me find, like, a small white and red checkered fabric that I can make him some overalls.
Oh, God.
Can make him some overalls, and then he will be the big boy burger.
Oh,
now, it's different than the big boy burger overalls are different than gingham.
Okay.
It's like checkered patterned.
Yeah. But that you should. Well, like I was gonna say, you could find all kinds of things. Now you can't find nothing.
Well, Michael's Craft Store.
Mm-hmm.
They have a new.
You could look online and see. You could still, even on Amazon and stuff, things are available like that.
Yeah.
So, folks, just take care of yourselves. If you've got
those coping mechanisms are going to come in clutch right now.
If you're experiencing
coping techniques,
emotions, that is something that you normally control, normally suppress, whatever. And this is why I say, if you are having a hard time dealing with whatever, in our description box, we do have a national mental health hotline.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have to sit there and suffer. Do not do any kind of permanent solution for a temporary problem.
Yeah, don't yeet yourself off the planet, please.
Yeah.
Don't game into yourself.
No, it's all hands on deck at this point in time, and it's like, why would you want to miss it? This is what we signed up for. It truly is.
It's the adventure pack.
Uh-huh. It is. And it's just breathe. Just pay attention. Situational awareness. I mean, that's just on an everyday, thing. We're blessed where we live.
Yeah.
Totally, completely blessed.
Mm-hmm.
And those people that are in urban areas. But you know what? Even locally to us, not that far, that they have been people out protesting and stuff. And it's
Yeah, a couple
it's the
towns over.
same group of people, some of these, most of them wealthy.
Literally,
White liberals.
That's what's the most absurd to me, and it's the most hip. It's the most prevalent form of hypocrisy that I see. It's these white liberal rich people.
Well, them too, because I know some of them too.
Shit.
Yeah.
Some of them are along with them. So for real, it's these white liberal rich people that they want to dictate what other people's lives are, and they want to grandstand and have this some holier than thou fucking self-righteous thing.
It's a savior complex.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, work on your own shit.
Right.
Focus on your own shit. Look at yourself. Study yourself on how you act and improve upon yourself before you try to work on anyone else.
And it's
or anything.
It is very unlikely that you would see any of these people working at a homeless shelter, working at a food bank. How many of those were down there helping people that were affected by Helene? Because these people still suffering.
Yeah.
The Amish are still down there working in North Carolina. They don't want to be boots on the ground. They want to sit on their ass and bitch at somebody else. To stand out there on the sidewalk and hold a sign that somebody else is doing an injustice. Mm-hmm. They have absolutely no idea. Some of the people that they need, you know what? They need to be dropped right in the middle of a pod is exactly what it is. That's what they call them as far as prison and jail housing units. They call them pods.
Yes, they do need to be dropped right in the middle of those. The thing, all their shit is performative.
Yes. They have no idea, and where they would not live around some of these people, as far as the drug dealers and the gang members and all these different things like that, they expect other people to. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, you want to do something. Honestly, now this is the thing. If you really, in your heart, want to make a change in this world and help people, if you feel the need to help others that you view as less than yourself or whatever, Peace Corps is still a thing. There are missionaries that still go in these other countries. It is that either, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So these people can truly go and help somebody make a difference. But it costs them something. It is a matter of sacrifice. And they don't want to make the sacrifice.
You know what? I could travel somewhere and teach someone to sew.
I had thought earlier in my life about Peace Corps. I really had.
Yeah, I mean, that does not sound bad.
As far as working in some of these other places, did my internship at the Job Corps, and it's a rude awakening.
Well, I
know it's a total culture shock.
I know it's a total culture shock, but it's like that does not sound so bad of the fact, like, actually being able to make a difference. Genuinely being able to make a difference.
And it's just like Mother Teresa. She said, if you want to make a difference, sweep somebody's house. Mm-hmm. For real. And it is charity begins at home. Look and see if you have neighbors that need help. Because most places have people that are older that everybody's forgotten about. How many people go and check on them? How many people spend time with them? How many people are willing to cut their lawn or do laundry for them or anything like that? Like I said, just spend time with them. Mm-hmm. And it was something Bobby Kennedy, I think it was Meals on Wheels, that he had definitely got the funding for that to continue. He understands it has nothing to do with the food. It has to do with the companionship. That is the famine of the West right now.
Actual, genuine human connection.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, folks, just please be careful. We don't want any of our pirates getting hurt in any way. Prayers for the whole world.
Please be careful. Please.
Because we need a move of God, and it concerns me with the solar cycles and stuff like that, combined with everything else. Could there very well be earthquakes and all that? Yeah. We don't know.
We don't know shit about shit.
No, we don't. That is it. But just prayers. Everybody's having the paranormal and supernatural. And if you don't understand that you're caught up in this, we'll pray for you.
Yes.
Because your eyes need to be opened. You want to tell the peoples where we can be found?
Yeah, you can find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also, check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, Rolanda, COCWS.
Yeah. That's like somebody had said that they commented over on Rumble and said that when they tried to bring up today's cup of coffee that it had restricted.
Yeah, can y'all keep us updated if our shit is age restricted on YouTube, please?
Well, now, I do purposefully have that you have to be 16 or older because we've got salty language. Kids don't need to be learning. I don't want to teach somebody else's child how to cuss. They can pick that up elsewhere.
Well, there's a difference between, being like, clicking the thing, like, is this made for kids or is this not made for kids? And then, like, right under it, there's another thing where you age restrict it. Basically,
I did do that.
Okay, so that's going to...
Is that what I've done wrong?
Yeah.
Do I need to change that?
Yes. You need to turn that off. That will
fix that.
That cuts down audience viewability.
Okay, well, I will fix that then. See, I don't know. How am I expected to know what I don't know? Welcome to my world.
Our content is not intended for children.
It's not. And some of the subject matter that we have, especially like with human experimentation and stuff like that, that was some rough stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, big time.
And it's like, parents need to parent.
They do. They full on do need a parent. Get your child off the fucking iPad.
Mm-hmm. Play with the kid. Go outside. Blow bubbles. Toss a ball.
Legit. Get a board game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you can get them to do. Give them a hobby.
Mm-hmm. Get them a jump rope.
Huh?
Jump rope.
Yeah.
Hopscotch. There are so many things. Children do not need to be sedentary. It causes problems.
Get them to skip it. Skip it. Skip it.
Those were fun.
Yeah.
I couldn't do them, but they were fun. I never could do hula hoops either.
I loved a hula hoop.
Yeah, you were good at it. I was not. It was just like, that was it. I was like,
you gotta move your body with
Frisbees.
It. You gotta go with the flow with the hula hoop. You gotta work with it.
I couldn't do it. Oh, that part of my Caucasian heritage just didn't allow it.
Are you saying I'm not white enough?
Oh, Lord. Anyhow, folks, and don't forget to laugh. Honest to God, get you a bottle of ibuprofen, acetaminophen. Check with your doctor. Whatever. But yeah, I figure with the steroids, I'll be wide open this week. And I've got popcorn, a rocking chair, and a shotgun. And on steroids. Actually, I'm going to probably be in the bedroom.
Well, that's okay. Well, it's not... Well, you do you.
No, I'm just... That was just...
You do what you need to.
If somebody were to... And I've had that for years, because if anybody ever rolled up in my driveway throwing signs and stuff, that's because that's where we've been. And I thought, don't you roll up on my property with any kind of ill intent, because we will...
Yeah, but I don't think we have to worry about that too much.
Yeah.
The only people that...
And we have friends that have shorter fuses than I do. Omega, God love him. He's my brother. He's my spiritual brother.
Yeah. We got protection. We're fine.
We know how to protect ourselves. We're fine. Anyhow, know that you are loved.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of each other out there. Treat other people the way you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Deep within the storm begins to brew.